Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Getting Artsy with Cindy. I'm going to just make sure I can see your comments. All right. All right. I'm excited to these next few weeks. It's all about our newest collection. So welcome back to Getting Artsy. Okay. And each week we're going to pick a new stamp set. In this collection, we have 5 different stamp sets, 2 of which are part of our Artsy Clubhouse. So if you're in the Stamp of the Month Club, you just received this week one of the sets. Next month, you'll get one of the other sets, which is awesome. So hello, everybody. Raining in California. Yes, it was nice here in Kansas today. This past weekend, I was in New Orleans for the first time, which was quite the experience. Very fun. So I have my Mardi Gras little nails, purple nails on still. So anyway, that was really fun. Let me know if any of you guys have been down there. What a great place to see. There was just tons of art galleries. Went into lots of them, and I'll probably everyone down in as much as we could see, and got a lot of inspiration on, saw something that's like, this could be a cool stamp set. This could be a cool stamp set. I love looking at things that way and seeing how I can change it up and bring that to you guys. So anyway, if you guys have ideas on what you want to see in a stamp set, join our artsy community. So it's on Facebook. It's a private group, but you can totally, we would love to have you in there. Again, we can share ideas. If you guys have some ideas like, hey, it's really hard to find a Father's Day set, or have you done anything with, actually, I'm working on a little golfing one coming up. But I love hearing what you guys are looking for. We've got a bunch of new faith sets out. And some of those sentiments and some of those things were things that I got from you guys when you shared some ideas with me. So again, if you guys get inspired by something and you want to reach out, that's a great place to do it. So also if you're part of our clubhouse, our Stamp of the Month Club, another great place to share ideas. So, all right, Carol got her Stamp of the Month Club set on Saturday. Yay! Yes, beignets, had some of those. They were wonderful. Had some gumbo, and I don't know. We tried a whole bunch of stuff. We did a food tour, so that was really fun. So yeah, it was really great. Glad to be back though, and jumping into working on new designs for you guys. So let's just jump right into the stamp set that I'm going to do today. This one is Sweet as Honey. And what I like about it, it's got so many different fun pieces. So we're going to do a card today that has a fun fold because it's going to allow us to use a lot of the different stamps in different places. So that's what we're going to do today. Of course, it has the die, and this collection is Nature's Whimsy collection. So I'm going to show you the papers. These dies, this particular one, on the back of the die, it shows you 2 different papers because these dies, it's going to cut a lot of things in 2 of these. So the dies meant to go with the stamp set. I mean, like, your dies are going to match the set. It's just a lot of them are also going to fit the paper. So that's also a great benefit. But it may not cut everything, but it cuts quite a few of this one. So I'm going to show you some of those, but let me show you the paper just so you can see it. It might be better to go ahead and flip the screen and do it this way. All right. So again, this one, you're going to find, let's show you that image here. So you've got this bee, and that's here, and this bee, and this little bee. I actually cut some out. So when you're going to match up the paper, I usually cut a smaller piece of paper out, and then you can lay the dies right on there and cut them out. So look at this. Look how many pieces this is going to cut for you. So these are ready to go. and you can make a card with this. Now, I wouldn't do this all the time because you're going to miss out on all the fun to color, but it is a great way to, if you're going to want to do a fast card or you just don't feel like coloring that day, this is another great way to do it. And it's going to cut all kinds of pieces out. So put those to the side. Again, really fun, and it matches a couple different sets. So there's that paper. I love the back of this. It's going to go with so many things. And always a fun zip strip at the top. I love the little bees. Now, this is just a really bitsy print, so I don't have dies that cut these bees out. But and then we're going to use this paper too. Got that. This one matches one of our stamp sets called Nectar Kissed. You can get our paper in a variety pack, and it'll give you 2 of everything in the collection. Because even though this matches this paper, you're going to want some of the backs to go with this as well. So the variety pack is a really great way to do it. Otherwise, you can get each individual paper as a 15 pack. So you'd get 15 of these, which is great, but you'll miss out on all the other combinations. So when I design in collections, the backs are going to go with everything too. So again, this one's got a stamp set. Spread Your Wings has a stamp set. It's got all these fun birds in here. And look at that blue. I love the blue. Look at how nice that works together. This one, a really full flower. It's called Let Hope Bloom. It's got a really pretty stamp set with this one. I actually have it in front of me. This is what our club members got this month. Isn't that pretty? And I love words, anything with words. I think it makes a really great background, especially like, look, where you just see a little bit of the words. I think that's really nice. So we did that. And then here's the well, let's see. This one, no, this is for Little Wonders. So it's got some different ones in it. Oh, wait. This flower, this one in here in the middle, there's 9 of them. That is this flower here. So this die, where is it? This die here is going to cut these flowers out. And then this is, I love this this gingham. I love that. Okay. Anyway, there's our paper. We're going to use this today and make a fun fold card. And then we're going to show you at the end, we're going to do some coloring. I'm going to show you how to do make the honey pot look rounded and make the wings on the bee look kind of transparent. So that's what we're doing today. But let's start by building a fun fold card. I've done this one in the past because it's so easy and it's just a fun one to make, and it's just a short fold. But it's not a short fold, but what is this one? Some of you guys know the name for these folds much better than I do. But an accordion fold, I believe. Let me know if you guys know for sure. I'm pretty sure it's an accordion fold. Okay, so standard A2 size card. So that means this is going to be just 8.5 by 5.5. You're going to fold it in half and then fold the cover back on itself. You could use a scoreboard, but if you don't have a scoreboard, that is the easiest fold ever. Just again, fold it in half, fold it back on itself. You're going to take a strip that is the same width. 8.5 by, this doesn't matter. You can do 1 inch, 2 inches. I did mine about 2 inches. The depth doesn't really matter. So, but it is the same width as your paper. You're going to fold it half, a Z fold. There we go. Just a Z fold. And I knew Pamela would know. Okay, and then back on itself. Or if you're going to score it, it scores 2 1/8, 4 1/4. Same with this. So your base, 2 1/8, 4 1/4. This is the exact same piece. But the way we're going to use this is we flip it over and it's going to attach opposite to make this fun fold. So that's what we're going to do. I did it on here so you could see the measurements, but we're using black. So fold it and fold it back on itself. That's going to be, and then we're going to rotate it. Let's go ahead and put some of our paper down first. I love the bees. Look how pretty that is. That's going to be in the background. Our paper is printed right here in Kansas City, so I can go to the press check, make sure I like the colors. If I have to tweak them, they'll let me tweak it right there. So I have a lot of control that way. When I first moved to Kansas City, I just kept the printer that I was using back in Ohio and thinking, oh, that'll work because, you know, I've used them before. But when I can't, that first batch that I did when I wasn't there at on the press check, I just was not happy, but I had no control over it since I wasn't there to say anything. So I found a great printer here, Modern Litho, and I've been very happy by being able to be there for it. Okay, so these I just cut, you know, a hair short so we could just have these little panels like that. And this is just the back of this paper, but I just wanted to do that blue. I'm using the glue press. We do have a few of these left. I love it. Works for me. We also carry Barely glue, and that I use that to refill my press. Okay. And that panel. There we go. Okay. There we go. Let's go ahead and put our pieces on here. I like having this piece black, so it just kind of highlights the black in the bees. And then we can do, I'm going to do this one opposite. And then we'll put a little, we need to add a piece for a sentiment, so I haven't figured out exactly where we're going to put that yet. We can add a smaller square on here. Okay. All right. All right, now to attach this, instead of, it's going to glue on here, but if you glue it on and you're slightly off, then it might not fold quite right. So I think the best way to attach this piece is to fold this down and then fold this down. We're going to put glue on this square and this area. So let me show you when it's closed. There. And there. So that centerpiece doesn't have any glue. It's only going to be in those two areas. I'm going to fold this down. Doesn't matter how high or low you want to do it. Just depends on the look you want. Okay. Now, because I attached it while it was closed, I know it's going to fit in your card. When you open it, it may not lay flat. This does pretty good, but it doesn't need to lay flat because you're going to stand the card up anyway. The key is that it lays flat when it's closed, so it'll fit in your envelope. Okay. Yasmin, did I say that right, Yasmin? Just received her first club stamp and die. Now needs to order the paper. I'm so glad you joined our club. That's awesome. Okay. So now let's have fun adding some goodies to this. So I already die cut some things and colored some things. We have bees here, so the other thing we're going to use is some acetate because I want some of the bees to float. So let's just play with this. And let's see, I also have, I think I'm going to put in here an area where you can have a sentiment right here, or we could have a little block there. I don't want to cover that up though. I'll probably do a block here and cut this down. So, find the paper cutter. Cut this down just a little bit more. And then let's just do a little white block in here. So let's go about, I just kind of wing it when I'm making a frame. All right, so I just want there to be a little bit of black all the way around, so I've got to cut this down. Again, I'm just kind of winging it, but you could totally measure this. You can put a sentiment on the back. Definitely you can add a whole square here and make, if you're going to write a bunch, this is a great place to put a sentiment. Thanks, Carol. Great idea. This one, I'm going to go ahead and add it here. And I think, and so you would probably write something first, but we could add it right there, or we could put it right here. I'm gonna do this last because maybe we do just do the sentiment on the back because I hate covering up all these fun things. I can also add a little square here. Let's just show you what that would look like. I'm not really doing any fancy measuring on this, just so that I kind of like that. It still has the yellow behind it, but that's a great spot for a sentiment. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. Again, it ties the yellow in still. All right, now let's figure out where we're going to put all of our goodies. We've got, some of these are, okay, we've got this bee, and this flower, all of these pieces are in here. This flower, this bee, this little bee, I think this little teeny bee would be cute right there. We got, let's see, all of these fun pieces. All right, so, and the other thing that we have is this little die. It's a mini honeycomb die because I think this is going to be cute to add in here. So, and then I cut a couple sentiments. We've got believe in yourself and be loved, be you, which I think could be really cute hanging off the edges here. So what we can do with the acetate is put a piece of acetate behind this. And I'm just going to cut a piece. And because we want our bee to float, probably the one that looks like it's flying. I think I like that one. And then this one could be maybe down here like this. I like that. All right, so I'm just going to attach this to the back of this piece. And I'm using score tape for this. Okay. Probably hard to see this. Okay. I'm going to put this back here. And then this one is going going to be there. I think I can cut this down a little bit more. This is going to look really cute. These big scissors, I could probably get my pokey tool or smaller scissors out. Okay. There we go. All right. This is already looking, I really like this already. So then, let's see what else we want to do. We could put the honey pot. Look at this. This would be cute. So when it's kind of closed, it looks like it's going to land right here on the honey pot. And we could pop that up with some foam tape. Again, this set has so many fun pieces to it that you could just put tons of stuff on here. And then just set it so it, look at that. And then we've got this dripping. Well, now we could. Okay, that's kind of fun. If I had it over a little bit more, it would look like he's pulling the... Should we do that? That's kind of cute. Kind of like that. Oh, look, it's like he's writing it. It sticks out a little bit, but I think that's too dang cute. I've got to do that. So we've got a scrapbooker there. Yes, I like, when I do my scrapbooking with the stamp sets, I kind of make clusters. I've done actually a cluster class where you kind of put a grouping of things together. Because if you were to just drop one of these stamped images on your scrapbooking page, it might get lost. And I will show you an example of a page. Again, I like kind of building a little cluster. It makes a great addition to a card or a scrapbook page or junk journal. Okay. All right, he's gonna kind of look like he's riding a broomstick, which is kind of fun. Slide it in here. Okay, I think that's I think that's cute. Okay, so there we go. There's that. And then let's put foam tape on this guy. We're going to do, again, we want Be Loved, Be You. We could add that. Like, maybe we do it. Well, you know what? We got to have a flower in here. Maybe the flower is up there. I kind of like that. Let's do that. Okay. I mean, I could spend a whole bunch of time on this card. I do want to show, we are going to do some coloring, so I am going to leave time for that. But this can just, I could just keep going on this. This is going to be fun. Okay. Pop it up on one side. Just make sure if you're going to put foam tape on here or whatever, this, you don't want it to go all the way across. You'll end up with a mess. So. And let's put some foam tape on the flower too. I think I'm going to just put foam tape up here, not at the very bottom, so it'll kind of tuck under and then go up. You could even drop a little bit of glue on the bottom, so it's going to have this little bit of different dimension to it. So see how that's kind of tucked down and flat, and then it pops up like that. And then we've got our bee. We don't want to forget this. We could do this flower. And then we have our little bee. The little bee can be... Now, I don't want to put something hanging up above because when it's closed, you're going to see white. So that's not going to look good. But it could just be popped up here. What else do we got? I want to do this other flower. Maybe it's just back here. And where else do I want to do it? Okay. Decisions. It just is so much fun. Okay, let's cut and more foam tape. So we can get this guy on here. I do want this to overlap. I like it hanging down. So, okay, let's glue that on. Just don't put glue where it's going to hang over. A little glue down here. Okay, and then let's pop this one up. There we go. I mean, you just could keep putting more and more on here. Since I think I'm going to have it go this way because that one's kind of going that way. They're just going everywhere. And then let's put this little teeny bee and pop it up here. And that flower. I like the flower back here, and it's going to be hidden to begin with, and then you're going to see it. But it's a little bit busy, so I'm going to go ahead and pop it too. I don't usually use these big scissors. Okay, on the end of this. So have you guys done this kind of Z fold before? It's a pretty common one. I use it a lot. But again, what's nice is how you can build off of it. So do I do sales from your store for online shoppers? I'm in California. Oh, definitely. Yeah, go to just daretobeartsy.com on our website is our website. So you can order. So we ship to California all the time. Okay, I want this to show. I hate to cover up that bee back there, but I think it's going to have to cover up that bee. Okay, there we go. But then you see it right here, which is nice. Again, we can still do Believe in Yourself as another sentiment on here. It's going to cut, let's see, be love, be you. You can see the yourself there. I think that's all right though. Or believe in yourself. Be loved, be you, believe in yourself. I like that. Let's do that. I'm going to cut this off a little bit. And we're almost done, and then we'll do some coloring. Okay. So I'm going to tuck this here. Sophie, no barking. Doggie's sitting right now. Okay, that works. So be love, be you, believe in yourself. I think that looks cute. And then we're just last final touch, well, almost final touch, because I'm going to show you something else too. Love dimension. Okay, come off. And just pop this up right there. Then you'll notice, so we used this, but look at these little pieces here. That came out of here. Wouldn't it be cute just to add a few little dots of those? Okay. How does this one work? This isn't going to work. Let's use my tweezers. Okay. Also, glossy accents is a fun thing to add to this as well. Yeah. Just another little fun added touch. And you've got your card. And it's going to stand up like that, which is really fun. Again, like Carol said, you could easily add a little sentiment block back here. This is very small, so you wouldn't be adding very much here, or you could put a sentiment there. Use more acetate and have another bee hanging off. But I think that turned out really cute. Let's go ahead and just do a little coloring so you can get an idea. I went ahead and I'm using our Olo markers. We do have a collection of Olo colors that we have set aside that coordinate with this collection. It's on the website. When we put the collection together, it's sold. Everybody loved the idea, and so it sold out really fast. So we have more of them on order, and we hope to have them next week. Oh, before I get too far down the line, Yasmin was talking about scrapbook page. So this is what I've done here. This isn't using like the whole cluster idea that I was talking about, but you could easily group some of these elements and put them, like cut out this and put a little cluster of elements together. So I think that's just an idea. We have, this is the other new die that we have. I think it works great for cards and scrapbooking, hexagon nestables, and it fits the paper. It fits, see, look at this. It cuts these out perfectly. So again, a great idea for scrapbooking. Okay, now for coloring, I cut out some pieces to color. All right, so I'm going to zoom in a little bit. We'll just use these. All right. So again, I just kind of I pulled some colors together. But on our, again, our website, if you look in this collection, it has listed a set of 6 and a set of, wait, is it 8 and 16 is what it is. So take a look at that. It's somewhere, if you're not sure where to start, it's somewhere you can start. All right, let's just do the simple. Let's do the bee first. So these are my colors. Let me zoom in so you can see this a little bit better. And I am using Olo markers, which is my new favorite. Great cost for the Olo markers, and they tend to stay wetter longer. So, and they just came out with a whole bunch of new colors and stuff. So this is what we're doing. So here's our yellows. This is what we're going to use first, and I'm keeping this part pretty simple. If I want the bee to not be so flat, I'm going to take 2 colors and just run a little edge on the outside. If you want it to be a little more dramatic, do a little bit darker color. Just around the edge. There we go. Okay, and then to make something look transparent, I'm going to use my blue-green. No, I'm going to use my purples on this one. So I use a really light color, and for the bee, I'm going to start in the corner and brush out. So I'm just going to brush out. I'm not going all the way to the edge. I'm going to leave some white. Rotate it, brush out. Rotate it, start at the center and brush out, center and brush out. So I'm letting it just go off to white. If you want it to be a little bit more dramatic, you can, let's take off this stamp set. My darker color is pretty dark. If I don't want it that dark, but I want it to work with my light color, I can put the dark here. Put a little bit on my light color and brush out. So I'm picking up the dark, start there and brush out. So kind of a little extra technique. And I can do whatever you want to the little extra added pieces. I'm going to go in with just a different color. So very simple techniques for coloring. And let's put a little bit of, no, I don't need that. Let's see. Let's do a red flower. And just some red there. Maybe go ahead and put a little yellow in the middle. And then we're done with the bee. So very simple. But again, just to make the leaves look a little transparent, don't fill it totally in. Okay, now let's go ahead and do the honey pot. So I'm kind of using these colors for kind of a terracotta look. So we've got OR. Well, no, that's not the one. Where did it go? Okay. Oh, here. I was like, wait. Here they are. Okay. I've got an OR44, and that's kind of my lighter color. So I'm going to start with that and just fill it in. I'm just trying to figure out where I want my color. So I'm going to start with kind of my lightest color. Sometimes when I'm using my Olos, I'll start with the dark and work backwards. It just kind of depends on what you're coloring. Okay. Then I'm going to do the O 2.7. That's the darkest one. And you could either start, you can work from both sides and so that the dark part is around the bottom and works up, or you can assume the light is coming from one side and everything is dark is on this side. Just for this one, I'm going to give it a little shading on both sides, a little bit more on this side. Then I'm going to take the medium color, which is 025, and work in. I'm kind of just going over where I started. And then if you need to, you can go back to the lightest color and blend it a little bit more. So I think that blended really nice. You can see the dark edges. So this makes the honey pot look more round. Sophie, no barking. Okay. Then I'm going to do our little band. We'll show you the OR3. And then I'm going to come in with the OR4. And it's going to be on the edge, on the edge. I could go back with the lighter color and blend it out a little bit more. All right, you see how this is working? Just start on the, go light, a little dark on the edges, and build towards the middle. Let's do the top here. I'm going to use our teal colors. And well, let's go with our lightest. There we go, BG12. Again, here's the colors I'm using. And I'm just going to fill the whole thing in. And the darkest is the BG4. Oh, it's getting a little blobby. So with Olos, if it starts to get a little bit blobby, just wipe off a little bit. I have scrap with me. These, the ink is free flowing. So if you're working, I probably could have tested it before I went straight to my paper. Okay. Good. And then we're keeping the light on the top. That looks good. And then the honey is spilling out. So this ink is free flowing, not like most alcohol markers. That's why it does get a little bit, it can get a little bit more runny. I think I'm going to leave that white so it really shows off as a little daisy. So isn't that nice? So again, it kind of creates a rounded look. Here's just another example. You keep the dark on the outsides. Or again, you can also do one-sided. This is using a couple different colors in here, but keeping the dark in the inside, a little dark around the outside of the bee. So that is that's kind of everything I wanted to show you guys today. So I hope that was helpful. I hope you learned a few tricks and techniques, and that will be it. So let me just flip back here. I hope you had fun today. Next week we'll be doing another one of the stamp sets in the collection. And we, again, join our artsy community because we want to hear from you. We want to know what you guys are looking for in stamps. And maybe your idea will be in our next stamp set. That is it for today, you guys. Find time for yourself to get in your craft room. And I dare you to be artsy this week. So bye-bye.